Welcome to our class today. I would like us today to look at the material or methods of valuing material issues. When the materials are issued by the storekeeper, mostly they are valued in order to determine the material cost of different jobs or products. So when the materials are issued by the storekeeper, they are valued in order to determine the material cost of different jobs or products. There are many methods of valuing material issues, but we are going to look at the 10 of them. There are so many, and it will depend on the organization. So I would like us today to look at first in, first out method. First in, first out. We have simple average, we have weighted average, we have best stock, replacement, standard price, periodic simple average, periodic weighted average, and we have highest in, first out. Those are the commonly used methods. Let's start with the first one. First in, first out. This one we call it FIFO. So under this method, the materials which are received first are the ones to be issued first. So it assumes that the goods issued are those which have been longest on hand, and those remaining the stored percent the rate purchase. It assumes that goods issued So as I've said, this method assumes that the goods which are issued from the store by the storekeeper to the other departments are those which have been longest. I've said longest in the store. That's why we call them longest on hand. And those which are remaining represents the latest or the current purchase. The latest, the one which was received currently. Okay? So the stocks whose cost is to be carried forward were acquired most recently. So the stocks whose cost is carried forward were acquired most recently. They are the latest purchases. Okay? So under this method, the materials are issued at the cost price of that consignment which was first received. Issued at the cost price of that consignment which was received first. So the consignment which was received first, that price which you receive the consignment with, is the one which you are going to start issuing the materials from the store. So when this consignment is finished, Then the cost price of the next consignment is charged to value the material issues. So when the first consignment is finished, then the cost price of the next consignment is used is charged or used to value the material issue. Then this process or procedure is followed continuously. That process is followed continuously. The second consignment, if it is over, then the price of the third consignment is used or is charged to the material to value the material issues. So mostly this method is very simple. That's one of the advantages. It is very simple to follow. It is realistic and it gives fair valuation of the goods. It has only one disadvantage, whereby it does not reflect the current economic values in the present or peak price fluctuations. Let's look at the second method, last in, first out, one which we call real go. First in, the last in, first out. So it is the opposite of the first one. This method assumes that the goods issued on any particular date are those which were recently acquired, and then the stock whose cost is to be carried forward are those which acquired earliest. So the procedure of the method is exactly the same as before, but the materials are issued at the cost price of the consignment which was received most recently. So it assumes that materials issued are those which were most recently acquired. So Vivo assumes that the materials which are issued or the goods which are issued are the ones which were most recently acquired. Therefore, the materials or the cost which is forwarded, that's the carried forward cost, is for those materials which were acquired earliest. Okay? So the materials are issued at cost price. Materials are issued at cost price of that consignment which was received most recently. So mostly these methods reflect the current economic value of the goods to the production because it is not realistic. Okay. One of the advantages is that it reflects the current economic value of the goods because they are using the current price. They are using the current cost price. So it reflects the current economic situation, so economic value. But this method is not realistic. Okay, it is not realistic, and also the materials can deteriorate because they stay in the store for a long time. You are issuing the ones which you have received. You issue as you receive, you issue. You issue. The ones which you received earlier, they remain in the store. Let's look at the simple average. Simple average now, it is very simple as this term is. Simple average, under this method, a simple average of prices of all consignments in the store is calculated, and this average price is used to value material issue. It's very simple. So in simple average of prices, only prices of the consignment in the store. So under simple average method, the simple average of prices of the consignments in the store or in stock is calculated, and then this average is used to value the material issues. So you get the price of the first consignment. If there are more than one consignment in the store before you issue, the consignments which you have already received to the store, you add all their prices, then you divide by the number of consignments to get the average price. So that average price which you get, it is the one which you are going to use to value the material issues. For example, if you, let's say an example, you have two consignments. The first consignment, let's say you receive the consignment at 25. Then the next one you receive at 27. You have two consignments in the store. So you add 25 plus 27, then you divide by two consignments. The consignments are 2. Then you are getting 52. Over 2, you are getting 26. So the material issues, you are going to issue them at 26 shillings each. That is simple average method. Let us look at the weighted average. So under weighted average method, when we say weighted average method, we mean you are going to look at the weighted average price. You are going to look at the weighted average price. So under this method, the total value of goods, the total value of goods in the stock is divided by the number of units of stock. Is divided by the number of units in the stock. So meaning the amount, total amount of the goods in the store. Mostly we look at the balance in the store. You divide by the quantity. You divide by the quantity of the goods in the store. For example, let's say the total value of the goods in the store is 10,000. Then the number of goods, that's the quantity of the goods in the store, let's say is 2,000. Then the price will be, we divide now. So each material you are going to sell at 5 shillings. That's how you get the weighted average. You get the total amount or the total value of the goods in the store. Then you divide by the number of the units in the store. That is the quantity. Okay, that is about the weighted average. So we have the base stock. Let's look at the base stock. Base stock is also, it is like now the first in, first out, but we have a fixed quantity which it must remain in the store. So under the base method, a fixed quantity is carried as a base stock. A fixed quantity is carried as a base stock. So it is assumed that a fixed minimum stock of the material is always carried at original cost. Is always carried at original cost. So this minimum stock is also called the base stock because it is kept for the emergencies. So the stock is not allowed to fall below this level. The stock is not allowed to fall below this level. The base stock method is similar, as I've said, to the FIFO method. That's first in, first out. Because after deducting the base stock figure, the remaining issues are valued at first in, first out method, as we have run. So it has the same advantages and disadvantages as FIFO. Replacement, let us look at the replacement. It's also called next in, first out. Replacement method is also called as next in, first out. So it means that the materials are issued according to the cost incurred to replace those materials. So next in, first out, meaning you value the material issues according to the value of the goods which you are going to purchase from the market. So you must do some research. So this method ensures the valuation of materials at the market price. It ensures the valuation of the materials at the market price or the current prices. They use the current prices when they are issuing the materials. Even if you bought the material at the highest price, but the prevailing market price is the lowest, that's what they use. In replacement, they have to do some market research to understand the prevailing market price for them to issue the materials. Okay, that is replacement. Next in, first out. You use the market price to issue the material issues. The standard price now, standard price means predetermined price. A standard price is ascertained taking into consideration a number of facts. Remember, when you are setting a standard price, you must consider some factors, because that price does not change until you change the policy. So mostly you look at the consumption of the material and also expected changes in the prices of the materials when you are setting the standard price. So under this method, all material issues are valued as standard price. All the material issues are issued at a standard price. It cannot change. Even if you put goods at the lowest price, you issue at the standard price which you wrote in the budget. So this method is simple, and also it is stable, and also provides a check on the efficiency of the enterprise. Okay, we have periodic simple average. Periodic simple average, it is almost the same as or similar to simple average method, but under this method, simple average is calculated on the basis of prices at which materials are purchased during a specific period. So the period can be 1 month or 1 quarter, or and so on. So for example, if you say we are going to use periodic simple average, you have to say after, let's say after two months, we are going to value the materials. So you check the prices of the two consignments, or for the consignments which you received for the 2 months, you add all of them for you to get the periodic simple average price, so that you start issuing the materials using that symbol, a periodic simple average. So you have to set, you must set specific periods when you are going to set the pricing. Then we have periodic weighted average. The periodic weighted average method, under that method, the total cost of materials obtained during a specific a specific period is divided by the quantity bought during that period. It is the same as simple, but now you are using the total value of the materials which you purchased. Then you divide by the number of the items which you purchased during that particular or a specific period. We have the highest in, first out. So under the highest in, first out, the material issues are valued at the price which is the highest price per unit from the prices at which different consignments were purchased. So you look at all the prices of all the consignments. The one which is the highest is the one which you are going to use when you are valuing the material issues. Most companies, they use that. Highest in, first out. So they look at the highest price, and consignment which has the highest price, they use that price to issue all the materials in the store. So the purpose is to charge the material cost to various shops or product at the highest price, and they value the remaining stock at the lowest figures. The remaining value in the lowest consignment, the remaining in the store, they value at the lowest price. But when they are issuing, they value the materials in the store at the lowest price, but when they are issuing, they use the highest price. So in our next lesson, we are going to look at labor costing. Remember to join our class next time. Bye.